Hey everyone, so this clip is going to be about Michelle and Ski fighting on his panel, as well as Amber and then a 90-day person, as far as I know her, named Jen Bailey, joining his panel, which happened again tonight, so I got some of that as well and added to it. I watch a channel called Siwa Moon. I don't know if there's any dramas or who doesn't get along with who over there. I just enjoy watching her, and she reviews the woman, Jen Bailey, that's on Ski's panel. Later on in the stream, Jen in the chat starts, saying she's going to serve Ski, that Sly and Siwa are going to be served, and that they're setting him up. I've never once heard Ski mentioned in Siwa's streams. I think somebody brought him up once and she said she didn't know the guy. And then he claims that his ex-girlfriend is buddies with her. I don't think he knows that a lot of the 90-day community is like split, and she's like one of the channels that doesn't associate with the channel that the only channel I saw his ex-girlfriend on when Molly was on there. So yeah, but the lady and Michelle are scarily similar, except for from watching the reviews and seeing when Amber had her on panel, how many people came to confront her and what they accused her of, and then things I've heard come out of her mouth from the live streams she does on Instagram. She goes way more real life than Michelle has. However, she's probably been on the platform longer, so that's probably the only reason why I find her a little bit more scary than Michelle, but it's a close running. And I used mental health images, stock images for my apps, and it's not to make a mockery of mental health. In fact, I think mental health is very serious and very important to take care of. It's just the images I thought were cool from what came up. So yeah, I just didn't want it to be anybody to be offended. Somebody might be, but I thought they were relative images because at times this panel was insane.
Yes, I have done with it's a breezy girl that hangs out with Ruff the dog person.
Ruff the dog person being Terry Lynn, I believe, because Jen always mentions her being a dog killer or something. That's just what she says. I'm not saying it's true or not.
So try again, breezy girl. Fucking hair is disgusting.
I will edit out as much as I can. It takes more than you'd think just to edit out one cuss word.
She has a channel that has nothing on her page but me. She's like, this is our proof. This is our proof of what? That your hair is disgusting? Get the out of here, stupid bitch. And go hang out with T. Lynn. T. Lynn got a to her mouth. Somebody got a husband that dick.
Right here, Amber says how Jen doxes people but then messes their name up on purpose. And because of how different the tempo of how they talk, I would have had to cut it up into 3 pieces, which is irrelevant to you, I'm sure. But Amber talks really fast and Jen talks really slow. So putting down on 1.3 can sound normal, but putting Amber at 1.3 sounds like 2 times. If too fast, any of these clips or any of my videos in general, touch the screen, it'll look like this. Select the gear icon, select playback speed, and then any of those that are above normal on the image will slow down the speed of the audio.
The people that she messes up their names on purpose. Get that bitch, Maria, back, get her out. You are just stalking. You are a stalker, Grandma. Amber, Maria's just looking out for me, real. No, she's not. She's stalking.
No stalkers of yours, y'all are allowed in there. Need somebody kicked out of you.
I would feel comfortable having Maria come up here. Honestly, I would. Even if she doesn't.
I don't know if she, well, don't ban her then moderators, so let her stay.
She's from the 90-day. She doesn't like Amber. That is absolutely true. But I will say that. She talks about my fucking daughter. I know my daughter on fucking screen. Amber. But on the phone with me, she's never said anything bad. On God. Swear to God. I know you don't believe that. I don't really care what she does on private. I care what she did on her YouTube channel by posting my fucking kid and calling her a man. Listen, she has to do this right now because of Brooke fucking up, Amber. Brooke is the problem. That we look at what Brooke did last night. Brooke is.
See, that's what I don't respect about the 90-day community is it's primarily women, and not in the true crime community, not in the DC, not in boy have I ever seen them do the things I've seen them do to each other in the 90-day or love after lockup community. They'll go for kids, they'll go real life. There's no boundaries whatsoever. That is quintessential problem on the internet, and it's a nucleus in that area of YouTube. And I've covered up or cropped out. I did mask it, but that takes way longer than just cropping out Amber's photo because I know she has that trademark or copyrighted, and I don't want to upset her, so I just cropped her out. But anybody that didn't catch in the beginning, that's who was on panel prior to me fast forwarding right now, and we're going to move on to the next segment. It's a lady who apparently has a problem with Jen Bailey. I don't know the history at all, so I don't stay on this part too long. Ski kept muting or decreasing the lady's volume, so Jen stays very loud, and the lady you can hardly hear, so I had to cut this up into so many pieces and then adjust the volume for each person speaking so that it wasn't super loud when Jen speaks and super low on it, hardly able to hear when the other lady speaks, which is nothing you guys care about, but I just hope that you can hear it evenly.
Oh my God, blah, blah, blah.
Both of you are two of a kind and you both need help. This bullying.
Oh, wow. And you are more goddamn confident.
Two of a kind.
Say my full name. Say my full name, bitch. Say my full name. Say my full name.
How's your daughter do?
What
did my daughter do? She came out of my vagina.
Young daughter, she with you in that dumpster fire of a house.
Can you hear this fucking whore?
Yeah,
Where's your daughter? Hey, where's your daughter, Bahama Mama?
You don't need to know because I don't.
Oh, okay, so it's okay for you to fucking attack my kids, you fucking low-like bitch. But okay, so go take care of your kids, you fucking whore. No, I don't have to listen to shit with you, bitch. You talk about my fucking daughter, I will fucking come at you. Shut the fuck up. Say my full name and dox me right now, bitch.
Your name is Jen, bitch.
No, Genevieve Ann Bailey. Say it.
Fuck, I'm not.
Say it, you pussy ass bitch.
This man. Full name.
Yep, because she's a pussy ass bitch, and I'm gonna get your kid taken from you from CPS.
For being a bad mom.
He just said, oh, for being a bad mom. not knowing at all if the woman is a bad mom or not. And having watched Jen Reviewed, I don't normally note or comments on parenting or criticize parenting unless it's like blatantly horrible, nor do I constructively criticize whether somebody's, like with Molly, I didn't say she should be grieving more or less, and I just don't go there on here like that. However, I will say that when watching Jen be reviewed, there was at one point where a person came down the stairs. It was suggested it was a child, and I remember she gave them a mean look, and they went back upstairs like they could have needed a drink or something, but she didn't want them walking through and interrupting her stream. And it was her like 7th to 11th stream, and they're not like half hours; they're like hours long. At least an hour, at the very least. And I remember about 2 to 3 hours went by, and I said, did that person ever come back? Oh, they've been up there, you know, sequestered or whatever for a long time now. And someone in the chat suggested that it was someone else that lived in her household, not an adult. I was just like, wow. It just really made me upset for the person. For him to say that the other person's a bad mom, not knowing at all and knowing what I've seen, and I'm not even going to go into all of it. It's just disturbing. And the next guest is yours truly, Michelle. She's better match with this one. Oh, and if you don't know, and despite me thinking it was probably NJ Courts, considering he posted a submission to revoke a suspension of sentence, Michelle's taking credit for blowing up Skimask's probation officer, apparently. How she knew who his PO was, I don't know. I don't know if it's a script or if he really thinks that she did that. She claims, and she's, you know, how she likes to repeat, that it was because he spoke of her son. That does happen in what's to follow, so trigger warning.
Brenda is this one lady at the morgue. Okay, so why are you at...
He looks like really not happy right there.
My kid was doing something he shouldn't have been doing with my mom, and that's
really his behavior has turned to complete shit.
okay.
That's why you lied about me. I never told you to fake cash apps, and you lied twice, even after I called you out.
Wait, are you guys...
my child? You told
Wait a
me
minute.
that I rolled over my baby and killed him.
Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, it's not either one of your guys' fault. This is a situation in my state with a young lady.
Before this lady gets into being a professional therapist, Michelle, you've said way worse, and in the last 2 weeks, that Tragic's been mourning her mother. You've every other day said horrible, vile things regarding her mom passing, her losing her mom. But then see this scenario right here where you expect everyone to have sympathy and pity for you and to have compassion, when so often, any other moment, you have none for anyone else, and you're assaulting someone mentally worse than what anybody's ever done to you on YouTube. Just wait. He's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but she's about to be like, Ski's really having problems right now. Like, girlfriend, I digress.
Problems right now.
No, listen, Michelle, I know what's going on. Okay,
Listen, you take over panel and you don't shut up.
listen, let me tell you something. I don't know what the fuck a repentant. No, is she your mom? She acts like your fucking mom.
She's not my mom, my girl. Don't talk to my guest like that, rude ass. What's wrong with you?
Michelle, I just need to ask you. Listen, I'm trying to agree with you, and then you're gonna listen.
I can't even get a word in.
I can't even get a word in.
Fine. I'm taking your side, Michelle.
Listen.
Are you?
Talk, you my God, you haven't got a breath in, much less a word.
Why do you care?
Because
Honestly.
you're annoying and you're really this channel.
You know what, honey? But you just
like dog.
okay. So I'm gonna pause. Why are you mad at him? I want to know.
It's none of your fucking business, actually.
Well, I can see why people don't like you, honey.
Like, you
You don't know about me either.
She's a mean, bad
it's none of
attitude,
your
Michelle.
fucking business. How do you
Well, it's not okay, but it's none of your business. You stalked a lady off of Wife Swap, Michelle.
What?
They said you just got your husband off of the wife.
I don't know anything about her husband. I do not. I know they said things.
Would look at you and run the other way.
Hey,
My
you gotta
ex-husband-
I don't want your husband, sweetheart. I don't.
My ex-husband would look at you and fucking run.
Michelle.
I really don't think that he would. I really don't. But well, you know what? Don't use fighting words, honey, because I know what state you live in. So don't be a fucking dumb fuck.
Don't be a dumb fuck, Michelle. Cut it out. I'm not stupid.
I like your sweater, though. I mean, even if you're mean.
Yeah, calm down.
I do like your sweater. Is that okay? I'm sorry you lost a child.
Material.
She likes your sweater.
I don't want to be marriage material. That's why I'm not married. I'm trying to be real fucking nice to you, lady, and somebody's gonna fucking.
Me last night.
You know what? Why do you live in the past, bro?
Yeah,
What is
I
your
had hair in a ponytail and you threw me under the bus. Now look at you and look at me.
honey? Okay, what are you talking about? Are you kidding me, Michelle? Like, I'm not ugly at all. I don't want your fucking husband.
Oh my God, look at your. You've got hair.
Michelle, you think this person wants your husband?
Pull your hair back.
Michelle, look at you. You got glasses on. She don't. Haha, four eyes.
You have no hair.
Four eyes. You got
I
four
have
eyes.
no hair, honey. It's my hair. I swear.
Oh, look at
Okay, you look really pretty. And what? You just need to wash your fucking hair. That's it.
And your toe too,
Your
Michelle.
hairline just up to here.
Make your. Oh my gosh, Jesus Louise, Michelle. Now you took it there.
Hi, are you kidding me?
Last night,
Are you out of your mind, Michelle?
You are in love with this guy.
I have a feeling Michelle has like the worst case of transference, the type of patient that like thinks that their doctor's like in love with them and falls like obsessively in infatuation with them. And even especially when she's insulting people, she always reminds me of like Danny DeVito having sucked down an entire tank of helium. And Michelle makes the craziest face and gets in the camera, more crazy than I've ever seen her do.
She goes
No.
that easy.
Yeah, you are. Lisa just hit me up and said, cuss that bitch out. What did you do to Lisa, honey?
Oh, she's a.
Well, you're a cunt. The way you're acting, you're a fucking cunt.
To Lisa, what happened to Lisa?
You're a, I understand that, but because you are hurt doesn't give you the excuse to go after other people, ma'am. You are the fucking problem, too.
All of her teeth out.
Why do you care?
And she didn't take care of.
Why do you care?
Because she continues. Because she streams.
But you
Can you stop That's what you look like.
Michelle, like an angry chihuahua. Michelle, you're an angry chihuahua. Calm down. She's asking a legitimate question. What's your concern? Why do you give a shit?
Oh, my phone is blowing up. You promised not to go back. You promised.
Oh, look, you can't answer the
Oh,
question.
you doxed Lisa's husband? Did you dox Lisa's husband?
No, I didn't.
You know what doxing is? Did you say his full name? Okay, so you admit that you doxed him. I get that. Why?
I didn't. She did.
Okay, why? What is your problem with Lisa? You need to stop. You need some help,
She
honey.
has no content, and she pulled
then why did
oil
you-
records
okay.
on me from 20 years ago and is accusing me of killing my son that died of SIDS.
See, it's a
You
kid
want to
stuff
talk
again.
with hands? I
Hold on,
can talk
Michelle.
with two hands.
Michelle, so